Hello, everyone. Welcome to our School Mental Health Mindful Movement series. We will be hosting these movement-based sessions every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for joining us today. This event is brought to you by the National American Indian and Alaska Native Mental Health Technology Transfer Center under the K-12 School Mental Health Supplement Project. We are located at the University of Iowa and a part of the National MHTTC network serving the National American Indian and Alaska Native population across the U.S. and Alaska. We provide TA for tribal communities and schools, as well as having several ongoing initiatives and projects. This project is supported by SAMHSA. The content is developed by the presenter, and the opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views or policies of SAMHSA, HHS, or the American Indian and Alaska Native MHTTC. Although we are gathered virtually today, we want to take the time to acknowledge the land and pay respect to the Indigenous nations whose homelands were forcibly taken and inhabited. Please take a moment to read this land acknowledgement, which has been created by 3 members of our team, Ella Driscoll, Keely Driscoll, and Sean Bear. This series is brought to you by the K-12 School Supplement Grant Team. This is Teresa Brewington, our project manager. Her background includes a master's in educational leadership, master's in business administration, and progress toward a master's in counseling. She's an enrolled member of the Coharie tribe and a descendant of the Lumbee tribe. She joins us from the Meskwaki settlement in Tama, Iowa, where she currently resides. Julia Bulwitt is a research associate from the University of Iowa and has been assisting on K-12 projects for the past year. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from Ball State University and a master's in clinical mental health counseling from the University of Iowa. Kate Pruce is a graduate research assistant from the University of Iowa and has been with the K-12 initiative since February of 2021. Kate holds a bachelor's degree in child, adult, and family services with a minor in psychology from Iowa State University, and she is currently working on her master's in school counseling at the University of Iowa. This program and many others are offered through our center located in Iowa City, although we serve across the U.S. Here you will find contact information for our program manager, as well as our program guide for our other services and technical assistance request form. Please reach out to us with any interest in these programs. Today we welcome Victoria Marie, Iron Plume Woman. Victoria has worked with our K-12 projects throughout 2021. She has brought her expertise in youth engagement, movement, meditation, and healing through all kinds of medicine. She is an enrolled tribal member of the Sisseton Wahpeton, mother, artist, and founder of Indigenous Lotus. Victoria is joining us today from the Twin Cities in Minnesota and will continue to lead K-12 projects with our center. Welcome, Victoria, and thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and sit comfortably in our chair, rooting down. We'll begin first with meditation, getting ourselves in the present moment, focusing on our breath. And then we're going to move to dynamic movement or dynamic stretching. So if you're familiar with being physically active or working out, then practicing dynamic movements or dynamic stretching before static stretching is really beneficial and also safe. So our muscles tend to be really stiff and cooler. So if we go into static stretching, we can actually cause a lot more damage than versus warming up. And so previously we've done a lot of warming up with our joints, our shoulders, our back, hips, ankles, wrists, neck. So we're going to bring a little bit more faster movement into that. And we're all going to do it around the chair and sitting down. So let's go ahead and start by coming to the present moment. Sitting up tall If your back is against the chair, go ahead and sit up. Feeling your feet plant firmly beneath you. Taking a look around your space, where you are currently. And when you are ready, you may close your eyes. Just gently closing the eyes. And clenching the jaw. And then let's begin to focus back down on our roots. Visualizing your feet extending further into the earth. Notice the qualities of the earth. Feeling gravity. And now that we feel anchored, rooted, grounded down, let's begin to focus on our breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And notice the breaths as they become longer. Inhaling, filling the belly. And exhaling, releasing. Now that we're rooted, grounded, anchored, and we focused on our breath, calming our nervous system, begin to focus on your thoughts. Is there a lot of mind chatter at this moment? Are any emotions present? If there are things in your mind or feelings that do not serve you in this present moment, go ahead and take that and set that outside of your space. And as we do so, shoulders relax. With that weight falling away from the upper body, we allow ourselves to sit up a little taller. Now that we are rooted, grounded, anchored, connected to our breath, put aside for the moment the things that no longer serve us, that does not serve us at this moment. We'll begin to draw up stability, strength from our roots, from the earth. And as you see it, visualize light coming up the body and the outside, all the way up, passing the knees, the hips, the shoulders, through the top of the head. And just be, for this moment, and as you sit here, explore certain areas of the body scanning from the bottom of the feet, making your way up. And check in with yourself. Checking in without judgment. And doing this for the next minute. Now together, we'll inhale, deep breath, and hold. Exhale. Beginning to open the eyes by looking down and forward. Taking the head over to the right, down and over to the left. From side to side. Chin down to the chest. Inhale, head rises. Exhale, chin up towards the sky. Back down to center. Now we'll begin to circle out the wrists. Notice any sounds your body makes. Again, no judgment. You're just being aware in both directions. Shoulders, bringing them up towards the ears and back. And as we do this, wing out the arms. We're going to begin to introduce more dynamic movement. First, we just want to explore, hear, listen in the shoulder sockets. And then forward. Resting the hands down at the sides. Scooting a bit closer to the edge of your seat. We're going to take the knees, bring them out, and circle. Switching directions. Circle out the foot. And switch sides, circling out and back in. So now if you hear those sounds within any of these spaces, some of us have that muscle tissue or scar tissue. And for myself, I have that in my shoulders. And as long as there's no pain, it's okay. So switching directions. Circle out the foot. Switching directions. Now, we're going to introduce this dynamic movement, so a little bit more faster than what we were just doing. Now, I will position my chair differently depending on what we're doing, but we're going to extend our arms out, palms face forward. Inhale, arms rise up. We're going to bend at the elbows, exhale. Elbows align with the shoulders. We're going to make a fist, and we're going to bring in the fists together. So we're going to open up, bring them in. Open up, bring them in. And now fists meet. Here, we're going to take the left hand and we're going to extend it out. And as we do so, we're going to, as if we're throwing away something that we no longer need. So we come back together as a fist, throw out. And switching sides, extend out. Remembering to continue to breathe. Just normal breathing, natural. Now, fists come back together. We're going to take it back and back in. So fists apart and together. Here we can add a little bit more movement from the spine and the head. What we're going to do is we're going to open up. So opening the heart, opening the chest. We're going to open up, chin lifts up, and we're going to bring it down. Fists come together again. So open, close. And if you want to inhale, lift up, exhale, push in. You move at your own pace. And back in, hold, hold, hold. Inhale, open. And go ahead and lower down the hands. One circle out the shoulders. Again, really wing it out. Be free in your movement. Now, we're going to take our hand to one side of the seat, and you can hold on or just press down with your wrists. You can adjust the upper body however you like. So placing down, I'm going to lean over. Leaning over though, I'm not going to hunch down or over curve my spine or bend my elbows. Micro bend in the elbows. My arm is supporting me up. We're going to take this arm out and from side to side. And again, free in that movement. You want to bend the elbows, bend the elbow, the wrists. Just allow that arm to flow from side to side. Now we're going to bring it back and then forward. It's going to reach around to that other side. So I'm moving my whole upper body. So my chin is also following. And now we're going to hold open. Bend the elbow. And then come back to center. Go ahead and rest that hand. So I'm going to scoot over to the other side. My chair is a little bit more wider. So again, pressing down. I'm going to press down. I'm going to take that arm out and side to side. Notice how this side moves versus the other, if there is any difference. Now, we're going to take that arm back and bring it around. So again, that chin is staying with that other shoulder. And for some of us, this is really going to feel like a workout. So then at the same time, we're doing these really great stretches and we're also building strength, moving around energy. And now open, hold, make a fist, bend at the elbow, come back to center. Hands come back to the lap. Go ahead and come back to the center of the chair. Knees are going to be apart, hip width distance or a little bit further than hip width. Toes are going to face forward. Hands are going to plant above the knees. We're going to arch the spine, tuck the chin. So we're going to go into our cat-cow flow here. So from front to back. And as we move, we're not going to overextend, and we're not going to press out too far, and we're not going to arch too much. We're just going to go front to back. If you need to move a little bit slower, you can do so and move with your breath. And back to center. Now we're going to circle midline. This is really going to awaken this area, our core area, our stomach, organs. So we're really going to circle out and warm this space up. Now we're just going to do big circles here. So you can place your hands wherever you'd like. If you like to keep them in your lap. Again, we're just circling like a cylinder. Now back to center. Like we'll arch the spine, our cat-cow here. Coming back to center, and we'll circle the opposite direction. Back to center, cat-cow. And back to center. Let's go ahead and stand. I'm going to use my chair for support. You do not need it, but if you would like to do so, it helps with the balance. You can also use a wall. Make sure that we have enough space around us. And hopefully Mateo does not interfere. So we're going to take one leg out, preferably the outside of the leg if the chair is on the other side. So my chair is on the right, so I'm going to extend the left, and I will go back. Now I'm not overthrowing my leg, just a nice movement, swinging. You can also start just really low as well. Foot is flexed. And the leg that I'm standing on, I have a micro bend in the knee. So being mindful of the joints not to lock them when we're applying weight. Keeping that micro bend in that knee also forces the other muscles around the knee to work. So building more strength around the knees. Now we're going to take it out. And so just circles here. Again, nothing big. You can stay with smaller circles if you like. Now we're going to take the knee up and circle up. This is one of my favorites to do in the morning when I wake up. And slowly lower down. Now we'll switch sides and adjust yourself however you need to. And if you need that support on the other side, use the chair or the wall. So we're going to take that leg side to side, or front to back, I should say, front to back. And you can start off really small, micro bend in that other knee. Now, if you sit a lot, you're really going to feel this in your glutes as well. And for some of us, in our core. So if we're standing up tall and we're swinging front to back, it's going to pull those muscles. So naturally pulling those muscles as we kick forward. And now, small circles. Now we'll bend that knee, bring it up, circle out. Should be able to feel it in your left thigh as well, and your right. And go ahead and bring them down, walk them out. Now, let's go ahead and come back to the chair, sitting down, and adjust yourself however you need to. From side to side, settle in. Now we can do some static stretching before we come back and focus back on the breath. Let's go ahead and take those arms up. Inhale, arms rise. Let's take one hand. We're going to wrap it around the wrist. I have my right around my left wrist, and so I'm going to lean over to the right side, extending my left arm. Back to center, switching sides. Back to center. And take one arm, bring it across the chest. Opposite arm, under and over. Opening up slowly, switching sides, opposite hand over chest. and other arm over and under, or under and over. And opening back up. Take the knees apart, feet off to the side, as far apart as you feel comfortable. We've done a lot of that warming, so we can stretch here. Now we can lean forward. If you like to lean here and hold, if it helps to have something in front of you, you can do that, or we can lower all the way down. Lowering down, I have my hands planted and I'm reaching through the crown of my head from my spine. So I'm extending the upper body, but reaching out. Slight walk over to the right. Back to center, excuse me, Mateo. And over to the other side. Back to center. So inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower down. Now we'll take one hand up to each knee and slowly rise up. Let's go ahead and bring them back together. Now we want to stay seated and sitting up tall, keeping our back from leaning. Any final stretches you feel like you need, go ahead and take them. And that's that self-awareness, taking time for yourself. And bring the hands down into the lap. Palms can face up, stack above each other if you'd like. Heels below the knees. And as we sit up tall, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Checking in with our root system here. Feeling grounded and rooted. Feeling anchored. Breathing in through the nose into the belly. Our nerves are calm. Any mind chatter is quieted. And tapping into drawing that energy, drawing that light up from our feet, from the earth. Surrounding yourself with that bright light all the way up the body. Now knowing we have placed what did not serve us or does not serve us in the present moment, it is up to you to pick that up outside your space when we are done, or to continue through the day. Whatever feeling you have, let's end by placing a smile on your face. Taking the hands down. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, down to heart center. Bowing forward. Thumbs to center brow. Giving thanks to ourselves and to one another for being present and taking this time. I say thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody.